money.
You gotta shoot the ball.
Yeah.
Can we make the... Ready to kick this off?
Are you racing? I am.
What's going on, my money mavens and moolah misfits? I'm Joe Knows Money, and I'm here with...
Joe Knows Money.
And today we have a special guest, man.
Diddy.
Alright, so we're happy to be back with you on Kids Money 101. And today's conversation is going to be about how to avoid scams. Kids Money 101 philosophy is that someone is always trying to separate you from your money. And it's your job to figure out how, right? And as parents, it's our job to teach our kids how this is constantly being created, an environment that is designed to keep you from your money. And think of it this way. Many of you know that Chloe is homeschooled, or as we say, world schooled. We look at every opportunity as an opportunity for education. This particular class came about because of a recent visit to the Santa Monica Pier. How did you like the Santa Monica Pier?
Good. I wanted to play more games.
You wanted to play more games? How about it? What were you able to do at the Santa Monica Pier? You did the wheel, the giant Ferris wheel. So because the world is our classroom, we use a recent trip to the Santa Monica Pier to teach Chloe how certain environments are designed to separate you from your money or to scam you out of your money. So it's important to first off have our money vocabulary for today's Money 101 session. All right, so let's take them through the vocabulary that is needed, kiddo, okay? So what does rigged mean? What's the definition of rigged?
Manipulate or control by deception or dishonest means.
That's right. So that's rigged. And then scam definition is a fraudulent or deceptive act or operation. Boy, I'm telling you, this one really sounds like those carnival games, and we're going to dig into that in a minute. So how are carnival games rigged? That's the big question. Because just like anybody else, whether you're a child or an adult, when you see the music going and the lights blaring or the music blaring and the lights flashing, it makes you want to partake in all of what the carnival has to offer. I mean, you have a very attractive smell of food coming your way, you have the lights, you have the sounds, everything is there for your senses to be stimulated. So it's very natural to want to play these games. But let me tell you why it's such a teaching opportunity when it comes to your kids. So not to be a Debbie Downer, but here's the truth when it comes to those games at the carnival. You lose no matter what. Because when you step up to that game, let's say it costs you $7. I don't know if you remember, it's the one game that you sat at and then it sprays water into a bullseye. And if you can beat somebody else, right? If your little mechanism goes up faster and it reaches the barrel, you win the prize. But it requires two people to play. Each person at the Santa Monica Pier had to pay $7 a person. So that would be $7 for Chloe, $7 for myself, and that would be $14. So as soon as you step up to the plate, you spent $14 in that stuffed animal that you could win, or in this case that you would win, may cost less than $1. So as soon as you step up, they have already won. Are you okay, baby kids? All right. Here's an example of what I mean. So if the prize costs 50 cents and you spend $7.50 to win the prize, you've already lost, because if you don't win a prize, you're just out the $7.50. If you do win a prize, you're out $7. Either way, you're losing in that scenario. It's not a good situation to step into. Do you like a lose-lose situation, kiddo cakes? Ooh, we want win-win situations, right? So think of it this way. Another way to put it is that if you went out and purchased your own stuffed animals in this scenario, you would be able to buy 15 stuffed animals for the price that you paid for one at the carnival. So if the odds weren't already stacked against you, because we know as soon as you step up, you're in a losing scenario, right, kiddo cakes? But if that wasn't bad enough, the carnival operators want to make it extra tough for you to win a prize at all. So if we think about some of the more popular games, you remember some of the more popular games that we talked about? One of the more popular games called the ring toss, right? So when you think about the ring toss, you just toss in this ring. If it falls on the bottleneck and there's about 100 bottles that are situated, then you win a prize. So here's the way that they are rigging the game so you have very little chance of ever winning a prize. And there's two ways in which they do it. One is the ring is made of plastic. The second thing is that the ring is only slightly bigger than the bottleneck. So if you're off just a little bit when it comes to your throw, there's no way in the world that you're going to ever win a prize. So that's why if you go to the ring toss, they have some of the biggest, most beautiful stuffed animals. So take sitting, for example. I'm sorry.
Not to say that.
Okay, I won't say that again. All right, so if you think of a stuffed animal in general, they'll have the biggest ones hanging because they know that will entice you to a game that you almost have zero chance of winning. So that's how that game is written. Did I use the right terminology this time? Good. All right, so another game that you're probably familiar with is the balloon dart throw. That's where the objective is for you to throw a dart and to pop one of the balloons. And if you do it, based upon the balloon that you pop, it will give you a particular prize. But here's the problem. First off, they underinflate the balloon. You know what that means, kid, okay? That means that normally when you fill up or you blow up a balloon, it's a pretty round sized balloon. But what they will do, and you'll know, because in the past we had like water balloon fights and things of that nature, is that those balloons bust more easy. But if they don't have as much air in them, when a dart is thrown, the dart can bounce right off of that balloon. You say, well, Joe, I thought a dart is sharp, so wouldn't it pierce the balloon, whether it was full of air or not? Well, the answer is no, because the tip of the dart is dull. So when it hits the balloon, there's less chance of it popping. And then last but not least, you know what else they do, kiddo? The balloons that are positioned on the side are the ones that have the best prizes, but they are also the harder ones to hit. All right, so the tricky ball toss is those wicker kind of baskets. Oftentimes they're made of plastic now, and they're tilted on their side, in which you toss a ball, and if you get two balls in there, and for them to stay, well, they have to stay in order for you to win the prize. But here's why I have two slides about this particular game. You know why?
Wow. Because one bounces off the face, but the upper one tries to get you from your money.
That's right. So let me explain to you how that works. So this is like almost a magic trick that the operator performs, because with one hand, they place a ball in the basket. So they put it in the basket, and then with the other hand, they give you a free toss. And that's to entice you into the game. So you toss it, it makes it into the basket, and you say, oh, I can win at this game easily. And what they just created there was an unrealistic scenario for you, because that ball that's already in the basket that they placed is used as a shock absorber. So what that means is when you throw on your free toss a ball in there, it's going to stay because it's going to be less bouncy when it bounces against another ball. Okay? However, once you agree to play the game, they take the ball out of the basket, so there's no shock absorber. And now you're throwing into a basket where the slightest velocity of your ball go flying, and you hardly ever win at that game. But a lot of people think they have this skill because on the front end, the operator lured you in. So it's really kind of interesting that not only, remember, when you step up, you are already guaranteeing that you're going to overpay for this stuffed animal, right? But the other thing is you're not guaranteed to even win. You may have to play the game 2, 3, or even 4 times, so it costs you a lot more money to get this inexpensive stuffed animal. Does that seem fair to you? No, that doesn't. Yeah, thumbs down. That's not fair at all. Sometimes you may think that, hey, well, I'm going to play a game that I'm so skilled at, there's no way I can lose. Well, you've just fooled yourself. And again, it's important that we explain this to our children, because oftentimes people will think to themselves, well, I don't want to ruin their innocence. I don't want to explain this to them right now, if it even crosses your mind in the first place. But here's the thing. Isn't their innocence already being ruined if you allow them to be taken advantage of financially? Right? And they say, okay, it's okay on this scenario, or it's okay on that scenario. We believe no. We want to educate our kids right off the bat as soon as those sales jobs are being done to them to be able to repel it, right? So they have the skills, right, kid? Okay, so that's important. Wouldn't you agree? All right, so another very popular one is a basketball toss. You remember seeing a basketball toss? That's where they throw it in the rim, and if they hit a shot, they get a prize. Here's the irony of it all. So if you are a great basketball player, are you familiar with like a great basketball player that,
like Steph Curry?
Like Steph Curry, right? That can hit a 3-point shot from a mile away. He may even have a difficult time with this particular game. Here's the reason why. One is that the rim is not circled. They actually make it an oval shape, and they make it smaller. So that reduces your chances of making a shot. Can you believe that, kiddo? That's ridiculous, right? So you're going into it thinking that you're on a regular basketball court scenario. But not only that, but the rim, instead of the standard 10 feet high, is 11 feet high. And not only that, a 3-point shot is normally around 24 feet from the basket. At the Carnival, they make it 28 feet. So it's further away, it's higher up, so most people, even who are very skilled and experienced, will come up short when it comes to this game. Enjoy yourself, have fun, take in the ambiance of a carnival. Just don't allow yourself to be taken advantage of for the sake of fun, right? So this is a message we want to pass on to our kids. Now, if you say, Joe, my kid really wanted this carnival prize, or maybe you wanted a carnival prize to give to your kid, because as parents, one or two things oftentimes happens. If we did not have it and we felt deprived as a child, we want to make sure our kids have everything that we didn't have. And if we want to have it, then we want our kids to have the same experience that we had, right? And that might have included the prizes and the games and things of that nature. Well, if you absolutely have to have that, then I still want to encourage you to do it the smart way, which is just simply go online and Google what, kid, okay?
Google www.cowplush.com.
So if you want to make sure you still get those carnival prizes, you can simply Google carnival prizes. You can find a bunch of them on Amazon. I provided this website. I don't have any affiliation with it. However, after the Santa Monica experience, I decided to Google it, and that was right there in California. So I thought it would be pretty ironic that we could have went, not too far of a distance and loaded up on stuffed animals for the price that we would have paid to try to win one, not even be guaranteed one. Because after all, if we don't teach our kids to be rational, especially with money, who will? But Kiddo Cakes want to make sure that we ask, if you like this video and want to see more like them, found it to be helpful, we ask that you please
like and subscribe and share.
That's right.
See you next time.
All right. And until next time, be good to yourselves.